Good morning. It's time for cards and coffee. And my kitties are all asleep. Nobody's been crazy this morning. Today we're going to make some gift bags. And we're not going to need a lot of supplies or tools. Just basically, hold on. I need more coffee. Coals at the pot. Thank you.
Hi everybody, sorry.
Don't be sorry. They like hearing you.
Hello.
Oh, it's really, really full. And tasty. All right, so you won't need a lot of tools or a lot of supplies. Basically like some ribbon scissors and some adhesive, and we're gonna be good to go. I'm getting my computer set up here in the background. And I don't even have too much of a lag. Well, good morning, Katie. Good morning, Jen. All right, so this time of year, Cole and I are both very secretive with each other, to the point where he sometimes doesn't even tell me he's brought the wrapping paper in. So
Surprise.
I was looking I couldn't find any wrapping paper. So it's like, okay, I still need to wrap gifts. I'll make gift bags. So I took a grocery bag apart, and I had to really search for a grocery bag to take apart and figure out how they were made, because I've seen lots of lives. And okay. You're not going to stay for your public shaming here.
Nope.
He knows what he did.
I know it. I'm laughing, but I know what I did.
So yeah, the wrapping paper was gone. I needed to wrap my gifts, so I decided to make gift bags. I took a grocery bag apart, figured out how they were made. And I'm gonna teach you guys, because it's really simple. You don't need a lot of tools. We're not even going to be doing a whole bunch of stamping today. A little bit, because it is Stampin' Up. We have to do a little bit, just a little bit. But it's mostly going to be like to's and froms, and then whatever you want to do to decorate, you are free to play as you will. You can get as fancy or as simple as you want. So let me flip the phone around and we'll get going here. Except I did not prep all of my little icons. All right, covering the camera. Oh, look, we have a crazy cat. Hi, Rosalie. Okay, so I brought a couple punches with me. This is the Label Me Fancy punch. It has this great little bar here for cutting ribbon slots. And I have I just brain dumped it, the Everyday Label Punch. I love this one. This one is new to me, and it's already my favorite. You can use a regular round hole punch to cut your holes for the ribbon, but we will get to that in a bit. All right, so I also have just some little leftover pieces of paper here out of my scrap bin. And then I grabbed all of the Christmas stuff that I had, because I'm going to show you different sizes of bags. Now I have some here that I already made. Okay, I'm reading through your comments. And I'm just getting over a cold, you guys. So yes, I have a cough. All right, so here are some of the bags that I put together. And we'll go over how to finish all of these in a bit. And there's a bunch more on the just out of camera sight. So let's start with this one. This is some of our Snowflake DSP. I absolutely love this paper. I want to use as much of it as I can. And oh, be sure to catch the end of the year extravaganza that is coming up, because there is just so much stuff from our August through December mini catalog is going to be on sale. You guys don't miss that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is fold it and leave a little bit because we need an edge to glue. Remember I said that we would need some glue. And yes, Cole knows that he's wildly popular on these lives. It kind of embarrasses him a little bit, but that's good for him. One of these days I'm going to get him in front of the camera. I promise you that. All right, then we're going to glue this edge. And this is a brand new glue, so you guys did not have to watch me try to get the glue out. I've got that wonderful glue bucket that I use. But still, when I lay it sideways to use it, then I have to shake it and wait for it to drain back down. So we're gonna do a few of these because this glue is gonna have to dry and I can't go right into the next step. So let's just go ahead and, oh, that's a pretty side. That's hard to decide on. One of the things that you can do that I love is to fold down a top edge. That way you can see both of your DSPs and it makes this really beautiful little fold over edge. And this one's going to be an itty bitty because they can be any size you want them to be. Just make sure you get a nice crease. If you use your scoring tool on the DSP, you have to be really careful. Use a very light hand because you can cut all the way through it. So I've just been making them with my fingers and the bone folder. You want to pay careful attention to your folded over edge. It likes to pop back up. And we already have one of those, so let's do this one, this side, and we'll fold that over too so that you can see the pretty on the other side. You're waiting for your photo for the team page. I'm not understanding. Was I supposed to post a photo? Because I could have very well brain dumped something. Remind me, please. Oh, your photo of Cole for the team page. Yeah, well, we're all just going to have to keep waiting on that. He does not photograph. He kind of thinks he's a vampire that way. I can count the photos I have of him on one hand, the intentional photos. I do have like stealth photos that I've told him, I'm taking pictures of the kitties, you're not in the frame, when he really is. All right, and so you don't even have to use holiday paper because this will be good for something for my dad. And I think we'll just go ahead and fold that one as it is. My dad is so hard to shop for, you guys, because he's very minimalist and he's very outdoorsy, and he makes deals with my mom. Like, if I can have this R-Pod trailer so I can go up in the hills anytime I want, you'll never have to buy me another gift ever again. And she did it. And so now he doesn't tell her what he wants or needs that she can pass on to the rest of us. We didn't buy him an R-Pod trailer, so, you know, we still have gifts to figure out for him. And she's not very helpful that way, and he's way not helpful that way. Okay, this is some of the classic Christmas DSP, and I love, love, love these little holly sprig pieces. And I want to do one with, this is a 6x6, and this is what we get, these little packages, and these are perfect for putting all kinds of treats. They're great for stuffing stockings. So, show you that. And I'm giving this one a little narrower glue area. Yeah, what is with dads? And I mean, I can see why it became a thing to give your dad a tie at Father's Day. My dad never wore a tie. I think he might have, well, he has one tie in his closet, and it's for his VFW dress uniform. But that wasn't ever anything that we could give my dad. And so he ended up getting socks from us kids every year. That's what it would be. He knew it, we knew it. And then we would try to make him something. And I would draw him pictures, or my brother would make him little sculptures out of sticks. Okay, and let's do one out of our big paper too. I haven't made anything out of this poinsettia place yet. And I love this paper. I don't know why I did not use it more. Look at all the pretties in here. And then on the other side, there's beautiful patterns and greenery. And I'm kind of feeling this one. We're gonna make a big bag out of this. Yep, they do. They go and they just buy what they want, and they don't think about, well, other people have to buy things for them too. My mom's a little bit that way, but not as bad as dad. And with mom, I know that, you know, she's got an impressive yarn stash. She loves yarn, so I can always get her a really cool yarn that she can pet and play with and eventually decide what it wants to be. All right, so after this one, I think that glue has had enough time to dry, and we can go back to the first ones that we did. Let's flip the pile over. All right, so now we are going to fold up. And this is going to become the bottom of our bag. Once we have our fold, then we're going to open this up. A little bit of origami here, not too much. You want to get a nice crisp point here and bring this fold straight down and keep it on the line. And nice crisp edges on everything. Okay. And then we're going to fold this over. Now you want to come down just slightly below our crease line here. And how far down you come is totally up to you. If you want a narrow bag, come down farther. If you want a wider bag, come down not so far. Oh yeah, tchotchkes are that's awesome. And those are actually fun to shop for too. All right, so you can see I'm bringing this bottom edge up now, and you want to have it cross your center line at the same place that the other one did. That way your edges will be lined up. Give those corners an extra little, some extra attention there. All right, and then we're going to just run a little bit of glue across the bottom. This is brand new glue. I shouldn't have to wait for it to come down to the bottom unless I've gotten it clogged. Come on. As I switched out my glue this morning so you don't have to watch me shaking my glue. Oh, a little too much. The glue gods are laughing at me this morning. That's okay. And then we're going to glue the other edge as well. And this is going to give us, this will fold over. You'll have glue on both sides. I'm going to have too much glue. It's going to seep out here in just a second. And then press it down. All right, and then set those aside to dry. And we'll go on and do that with some of our other ones here. Fold up. And then these are kind of like wings. You're gonna open up your wings. Does your mom collect anything, Jen? My sister-in-law is really easy to buy for too because she collects precious moments. And there's always new precious moments. Fold up to meet that one so that they cross the line in the same place. And then glue both edges. Oh, frogs are awesome. There are so many things that you can get for people that collect frogs. One of my brothers collects frogs too. Frogs and Ganesh figurines. You know, the brass ones. I'm always hesitant to get him more of those though because there are only a certain amount of different styles of them, and I have gotten him duplicates. He just puts them somewhere else in his house, but then I feel bad that I got him something he already had. But frogs, yeah, you pretty much can't go wrong with frogs. There are so many different, and they're so cute too. I collect kitties, obviously. Wild Horse has an amazing gift shop. It's really fun to explore. And for those of you that don't know, Wild Horse is the Indian casino that is between Katie and I when she comes to visit. It's a big truck stop and rest area. They have a casino and a hotel and a golf course and an amazing gift shop. All right, let's go ahead and do our big one now too. This one, I want a pretty good sized bottom on it because I'm actually going to put a bottle of wine in this one. We have an amazing winery here in Oregon, on the other side of the state from me. It's called Honeywood Winery, and they do all kinds of really yummy fruit wines. And they just had a sale, a case sale. So I was able to fill up our wine cabinet again with things like rhubarb and pear, and they're dessert wines mostly. All right, this one I'm going to just barely fold over because I want a nice square bottom on that one. I love wine too. Just in case you're trying to figure out what to get me. That works both ways, Jen. Okay. And get these glued, and we can go back to the first ones that we did. So you can see you can pump out a lot of these all at one time. I did like, I don't know, 25 of them or so last night, sitting in front of the TV while Cole and I were watching. What are we watching right now? Oh, the last season of Supernatural. And we're not to the end yet, so if you've seen it, I already know how it ends because somebody ruined it for me. But I don't know how we get there. Okay, so we're going to fold up, and this is going to be your hardest fold because we're folding many layers of paper at one time. So we're going to fold across here, keeping this straight. Use this edge as a guide, and then if you wanted a slanted gift bag, you could fold it in more or less. I'm going for a nice straight edge on this one. Rosalie, no. She loves ribbons, so she's after the handles on the bags that are sitting behind us here. And I'm catching up on comments. Yes, Katie, you should retry wine. You know I have a whole little cabinet full of it. Anytime you're ready, girl. Would love to have a wine night with you. And there's a little lump right here where all the layers come together, so try to get that one. And then we're going to open our ears back up. All right, now we're going to put our hand in our bag and then just really gently kind of pop everything out. And you can see how nicely that squares up. And that's going to allow us to fold in the opposite direction and give our bag that nice crease. in the bottom. Cole's back. Everybody missed you.
Everybody. It's not so bad out there.
No, the temperature is really pretty good today. So there is our first little bag, undecorated. So nice little blank slate right now. So let's go ahead and get the rest of our folds made. Katie says, Cole.
Katie.
On the smaller ones, it is harder to get your creases, so just be patient with it. Especially where you have the little fold over on top. And if that comes up a little bit, that's okay because you're not going to see it in a few minutes.
I'm not ashamed that I inadvertently hit the wrapping paper if this was what came of it.
Oh, good.
Because now I feel bad that I used commercial wrapping paper.
Because my gift bags are going to be better than your wrapping.
So much cooler.
No, Yule isn't a competition or anything here. We have to be really careful how we wrap stuff because we have kitties that eat ribbon. Rosalie's been trying to get the ribbons off the bags over there. I'm gonna fold this.
I let me know who the first kitty is that's going to try to crawl into a bag that's about the size of the one that you're holding.
I don't think anybody can get into this one, but it's not going to keep them from trying.
I can see Yoda with his nose on it.
So you see how I'm using the bone folder to kind of help guide that edge down here. When the bags are too small to put your hands in, then bone folder is really great for getting in there. Now here's the little part that is sticking up just a little bit, and see it's going to become part of the inside flap. You'll never see it. And isn't that cute with the little fold over edge? I just love that. All right, we've got one more tiny one and then our big one to go. See, I didn't save the hardest one for last, just almost. And I believe that Katie and I are going to do a nail room tonight. And you can see I still have my Thanksgiving manicure on, but I will be getting it off shortly so that I can rest my nails for at least a few hours before we do that. As we were talking about that last night, that both of us are tired of the holiday that we have on, so. This is actually the smallest one that I've made so far. I love it. Look at those. Those three together look like they all need to go to the same person. It's a little trio. You need some snowflakes, like the snowflake paper. Is that what you're talking about, Jen? I love that snowflake paper. I think it is my favorite of all of the DSPs that came out for holiday. I love it so much that I have used up an entire pack and I bought a second one. I'm part of the way through it too.
Because I've only used scraps out of that.
Yeah, Cole's only been getting to use the scraps of the snowflakes. I see him grab a page of snowflakes. It's like, what are you doing with that? Oh, snowflake nails. Yes, that set is so gorgeous.
Do you have that set?
No, that's the one that Annie was sending me for my birthday, but I haven't got it yet.
Should probably check the mailbox.
Yeah, I haven't checked the mailbox in several days. Our mailbox is like the other direction from where we drive in. So it's always an afterthought. We get home and it's like, oh man, I should have driven the other way down the street so that we could get to our mailbox.
Kind of an event. Sometimes I'm weird and I park in the middle of the road, hop out and go check it.
All right, so there's this bag, and it's just the right size to put a bottle of wine in. I know because I tested it last night. All right, so some of the ways to decorate the tops, and what I did, we've got a big bin of, this is the big bin of scrap paper. So when I tell you I'm digging through the scrap bin, it's an actual thing. This is all of the pieces that, and that's a good one, we can use that. All the pieces of things that we have done before that we're not quite ready to let go of yet. And there's even like some little tag toppers in here. There's all kinds of things in here. I might be able, no, that's not quite the right color. So it's always fun to dig through the big bin. This is from previous paper pumpkin, and on this bag I folded it in half and used it for the to from tag. And then it has a bottom too. So now you guys know when I tell you I'm digging through the scrap bin, it's an actual thing. And this is what, when Katie was here last, we challenged each other to scrap bin cards. That was a lot of fun. All right, so we're going to use our everyday label punch and just punch out a few coordinating labels here. Since most of the little bags that we made there are with the snowflake paper, this will go perfectly. I love the scrap box too. It's awesome. Oh, cute. I love this paper. This is like my favoriteest one with all of these watercolor. See how nicely our punches work? I just love these. You can use them one-handed. I mean, it looks like it should be big and cumbersome, and it is so smooth. And they've spent so much time figuring out how to precisely place those cutting edges, so it's like butter. Okay, so if you want to do little ribbon holes, you can use our everyday label punch. No, this is the other one. I told you the right name of it at the beginning. So don't listen to me now.
Are they labeled?
No, they're not labeled. I need to get the P-Touch out and label them. So that will give you a little ribbon bar. You can use a round, just regular hole punch. And while you're standing there, why don't you cut me some of those out of the blue cardstock.
Egg work.
All right.
I think it's fun too.
Since my round hole punch is over at the Mercantile, which is where I use it mostly, I am going to admit to having this ribbon bar punch. This is an old Stampin' Up! Punch. It is no longer available in the catalog. It's one of the old whale tail styles. I absolutely love it. And I found it on eBay because I wanted this punch so badly that I went to eBay. And this is the difference between the two. I like both of them for tags. I actually like this one better for tags. But where this one really shines is in punching the ribbon holes for the bags. Just that simple. So ribbon, I brought a whole bunch of ribbon, and I think we're going to go ahead and use this really pretty shimmery gray. I do have, let's get the ribbon out of here for a minute, the Everything Essential stamp set and the Little Treat stamp set both have a to from that you can stamp your tags with. And I love that one, the little scripted one. So let's go ahead because we should do a little bit of stamping here this morning. And I brought some Night of Navy, which, yay, I wasn't really thinking about coordinating with anything because I had no idea what I was going to be doing this morning. But that works out. Where did the other one go that had the hole in it? Jen says, get to work, Cole. So isn't that pretty? Just a really nice, tiny script. It's very unobtrusive.
Sophisticated.
Yes. Lots better than me scrawling to you from me on there. Now all I have to do is scrawl you and me. All right, so to do our ties, we want to leave, probably 2.5 to 3 inches. Decide how big you want your ties. Come back down the other side. And I'm going to cut that, but not with those scissors. Must use the ribbon scissors on. It makes such a difference, you guys. The scissors that have never touched paper are so crisp and sharp on the ribbon. Here, I'll show you what they're just not as crisp and sharp. They kind of like chew through it and then clip. And these are actually headed towards being my adhesive scissors here, not too long from now. I'll get them out of the way so I don't grab them. All right, so I'm going to thread through the label, through the bag. And then this is like a half Windsor knot. So if you've ever had to tie your husband's, brother's, dad's tie, you'll recognize this knot. And then it just tucks back through itself. It makes a slip knot, but it makes a slip knot so that it's in the right way so that the handles aren't going to come off the bag. And then just pull it tight. And then with your ribbon scissors, give it a nice little edge. And then we're going to come around from the front again and then do the same thing. And if you don't leave yourself enough room, that's okay. Then you can start over like I'm going to have to do here because I need just a little bit more ribbon on the end. Okay, so I'm coming from the back, around the front, back to the front, and then tucking it under. This would be where the little tweezers would come in handy that I always forget to bring to the table. So I rely on my fingernails. And then pull it tight. Now on a few of these that I've already done, I actually put 2 labels on there because my family loves to reuse gift bags. And so this is one that I did last night. There's 2 tags on here so that one can be torn off and there's still another one that can be used again for another holiday. Because these bags are sturdy enough that they're going to last you more than just the 1 year. Although you can also take them apart and use them for, oh, there's another one. There's bags in bags.
Surprise.
All right. Oh, the little 6x6 that I wanted to show you. We did not get the second part of that done, so let's do this one up real quick because I want to show you how to do the little fold over tops. This one I got a little rambunctious with, and that's too much of a fold. But remember, there's nothing that you can't come back from, so just move your fold. It's not going to be noticeable once you get stuff into your bag. Nobody is going to go, hey, that looks really janky, because they're going to be all excited about what was in the bag by that point.
It's not quite sly enough to ask what's going in the bag, huh?
What's going in the bag is none of your business. You do not ask questions at holiday time. That was always one of the rules when I was growing up, was that people that needed to leave the house did not get asked, where are you going? What are you doing? When are you coming back? It was like the one time that even as kids had complete free run of town. Our town wasn't very big, so it's not as exciting as it sounds like it could have been. I'm going to go ahead and fold this one while that glue is wet, so we'll see how that works. And did you see, even though he's talking about not being sly at all, did you see how sly he was in getting out of me that there is going to be something in this bag for him? He's smirking.
I amuse you, you know it.
Yes, you do. And the tiny bags are much harder to pop out than the big ones. So get the bone folder out. Very gently get down into those corners.
Nicely done.
Thank you. All right, so this one, I'm going to punch the hole right here. We're going to, oh, I need something that is not snowflake colored. Let me dig through the scrap bucket and find something that will coordinate. Like that. And I have glitter gel pens that will write so that you can see on this. If you don't, then choose something like white. Something lighter that you can write on, but I am not worried about what I want to write being seen on here. So we're just going to fold this over. And then either with your round punch or your ribbon punch of choice, we're going to punch two holes. One, and then slide down and punch another one. So this is what we end up with. We're going to match that on our bag. Leave just a little bit of room, because if you cram this down on there, by the time you get it filled, then it's going to put a lot of tension on the ribbon, so you want to give it just a little bit above your bag.
That's smart.
And then we're going to use the holes that we've already punched as a guide. Line that up and punch them out of the bag. At least on the first one. Then the second one you can go back in and tell where to put it. All right, and then we're going to pick a pretty ribbon. Let's do the red on this one. You'll fill it up with your goodies and with your goodies. Nice try. I'm not falling for your tricksiness. And then put your tag on there before you get completely finished. And tie your bow. And it ends up looking like this. And then the tag will be on the back of this one actually, so that it doesn't mess with your pretty bow. Or you can put it in a stocking, because anything that is in a stocking is automatically just from Santa or Santa Cat, as that's Santa Cat leaves presents in our house.
We celebrate Santa Cat.
Yeah. All right, you guys, gonna flip you around. I hope that you had fun making bags with me this morning. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments, and watch for the post from Katie telling everybody what time we're going to do nails. I think that's all the announcements that I had for you today. If we think of anything else, we'll make a post about it. All right, you guys, have a great day and have fun.